Hello, hello, hello. This is Todd Spears and my partner on the other end, Herc Magnus. Say hello, Herc.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to another edition of the Project Supremacy webinar series today. And by the way, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you all. I know it's been a few weeks, maybe even a month since we've held the webinar. Kind of wanted to get the holidays out of the way and everybody get back in the saddle and get back to work. I know we've been working nonstop throughout. I actually went out to Phoenix for a week a couple of weeks ago and basically just got into the good old Herc office there with a great setup of the double desks, and we were able to sit across from one another and brainstorm and discuss new ideas and move forward with existing ideas and come up with things for the future. So hope you guys can appreciate that. And so yeah, so today is basically we just wanted to have a Q&A, go over a little bit of training on something called the Project Planner that most of you are familiar with, and we took a poll. Herc is showing it to you right now, and a lot of people, yeah, there it is. As you can see there, a lot of people never used it, and we had this discussion when I was out in Phoenix, and I really and truly believe that for those of you that aren't using the Project Planner, you're really missing out on a lot of more rankings. Better quality rankings, more keywords to target, and one of the main focuses of today's webinar will be this. Herc actually invented this Project Planner technology a couple of years ago. Now it's been refined again and again, but the original concept of it is basically what blew me away in the very first meeting that I had with Herc about what Project Supremacy is. And its main focus was this planner, and I just thought it was brilliant. And the more and more that I've worked with it, the more and more that I've seen Herc work with it, the more and more that he's explained it to me. Because trust me, it wasn't just simple for me to get either on the first go around. I did have to spend some time working with it and taking a lot of Herc's advice and using it. And I just can't say how beneficial it is for everyone to start using to get better results. So that's one thing definitely that we're going to cover today. We're also going to demo some new versions of Project Supremacy v3. No worry, nothing's for sale. Just going to kind of show you guys some of the cool new features that are coming in that, as well as the new updated Project Planner that's just really going to blow you away once you understand how it all works. I really hope that these 49 people that said they have never used it will at least go in there now and start getting their mind wrapped around on the incredible intelligence that goes into building your websites with this Project Planner. We're going to talk a little bit about AMP, and we're going to talk a little bit about the security issue that came up last week. And do some Q&A. We're going to try to get this wrapped up in about an hour, hour and a half. So if you have any burning questions, I want you to save those burning questions at the appropriate time, because if you put them in there now, I can't promise that I'm going to see it and bring it up at the end. But let's stick to questions that are based around the topic that we're going to be going over that's on the screen. All right? Is that cool for everyone? All right, sounds great. Thank you, Don. I guess let's just go right into the first topic. Here is the security issue that came up last week by Martin, and I believe his name is Jason. Brought this to our attention. So here it is right here. I know a lot of you in the group saw this last week and were concerned about it, and rightfully so. I want to emphasize from the very beginning here. I want to emphasize that in no way was anyone compromised because of this, and in no way was this some wide open hole. It was fairly secure. However, you know, someone did uncover it. We have completely nullified that security risk and have taken it out. Everyone should go and update to the new version of Project Supremacy. Inside your plugins folder, you should see a new update there that's now, and it'll be completely removed. What it was in the very, very beginning when we had tons of test sites and a few beta testers, and our lead developer thought it would be a good idea to create a way for us to be able to get in there and poke around to debug certain situations in a way that didn't require us to have the password. And this just allowed us to work faster and quicker. And if I said, hey, Brent, go to test site B, I'm seeing this weird issue with this theme and this plugin, go duck yourself out. And he wouldn't have to remember exactly the username and password to get in there. And it just made a more of a streamlined process to get in there. Quite honestly, I forgot that it was even there. I really did until this guy pointed it out last week. I was like, oh yeah, okay. But again, we have since completely cleaned that up, completely changed it. Over 15,000 installs on live domains. No one's ever been hacked. It's never been discovered. It's never been exposed exactly how it worked, and we never will, expose that. But we really just wanted to, we were very upfront and forward with that from the very beginning, and as you know we would. And so it's all been taken care of now. You do not need to buy any upgrade. Just simply update your plugin on your sites through the existing updating mechanisms, and you will be perfectly fine. Herc, you want to add anything to that?
You pretty much covered it. I guess the one thing I'll say is, this guy obviously has a persona to put out there, and web security matters, and he's got to make things look scary and dramatic, to be honest, because a lot of people pointed out that he is selling a product on his site. So when he posted about the security, the whole in Project Supremacy, he definitely exaggerated the fact, like Todd said, that it is open to absolutely anyone because of the fact that we have 15,000 installs and yet 0 break-ins. And also, this guy is a specialist, a security specialist. This is kind of his gig. This is what he does. Somebody brought the plugin to him that was a user, said, can you find anything with this? So he obviously had to decrypt everything, which is not easy to do. And then he had to go nosing through every file that's in Project Supremacy looking for something. He didn't know something was there. He had to go looking for it. So it's very exaggerative of him to have said that, absolutely anyone could have gotten in. Very, very few people in the world had the ability to do what he did, and he did it, and we fixed it. He's reversed his situation on his stance regarding our plugin. So all is good. Yeah, just update your plugin. It's easy to do if you don't know how to do it. Log into your members area and go watch the instructional videos area for updating your plugin. And very, very simple. It's just like any other WordPress plugin. Just update it. That's it.
Yeah, we immediately reached out to Martin and just had a chat, and it was very cordial. It was very nice. The guy's really good at what he does, and the guy was really pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, no problem. I noticed, we fixed it immediately, and he immediately updated it. And actually, it turns out, pretty cool guy. He knows his stuff. I suppose if anyone needs his services, I'm sure he would do a good job. Pretty cool cat, lives over in the UK. All right, so that's that. I hope everyone's cool with all of that. So let's move on. Herc, what do you want to go into next? Project Planner?
Yeah, definitely. I want to go into a little, well, not a little bit. I'm going to do my best to give you guys a really quick but advanced training on the project planner, knowing that most people have never used it. A lot of people tried to use it and didn't get it. Stuff like that. I think it's a hugely, hugely important piece of project supremacy. A lot of people think of project supremacy as just like, the little bit that replaces Yoast for titles and descriptions, and then of course, the schema. And I think that because the schema is so powerful that a lot of people looked at project supremacy as only that. But like Todd said, the original idea of project supremacy was this right here. If you go to your site, Project Supremacy, and click on projects, it'll lead you here. It would be blank, but we'll open one up. And if you've been on other webinars, you've seen this kind of action happening, and you may have looked at it and been like, yeah, I don't even want to bother with this. But it's definitely, it looks more or seems more complex than it is. What this is, guys, is it's an area where you can plan out all the optimization and keyword research for each page on your site. So when you go to build a house, you don't just start, digging a hole and throwing up cement and wood and shit like that. You build a blueprint, okay? And that's essentially what this is. This is a blueprint. This is the plan for this entire site. Each one of these little boxes, okay, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it is either a page or a post on your website, okay? And what each box does is it allows you to organize, okay, what keywords do I want to target on this page? So for instance, I have a Bitcoin site here, how to make money with Bitcoin.net, and I want to cover a bunch of different topics on this site, and each of those topics deserve their own page because I want to target specific keywords for those pages. So here's a mining page, here's a buying page, here's an investing page, there's the home page, okay? So that's what you do. And then you go out and you do some keyword research and you import them. And then when you run to get the keyword data metrics, you'll get the volume, the CPC, and then you'll get some competition metrics, broad match, phrase match, in title match, and in URL metrics. Now, all these things together, what they're going to help you to do is look at your keywords, look at your volumes, look at how easy or hard it is to rank, and then be able to craft the 4 most important elements of your on-page SEO, which we all know are title, URL, description, and H1. But you can do it all from a single place, okay? So for instance, you guys can see, and now before I get into this, let me show you why this is so important. Actually, there's a really good example here. I think it was my home page. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was an investing group. Okay, here we go. So I have a page here called Investing in Bitcoin, okay? And now look at the keywords I'm going after: Bitcoin investment, investing in Bitcoin, how to invest in Bitcoin, invest in Bitcoin, Bitcoin investment trust, Bitcoin investing, invest Bitcoin. Now, the point here, guys, is there's a lot of ways to say Bitcoin investing, right? They're all basically saying the same thing, but they're just, they're different variations of that keyword. But you can, because they're all basically the same keyword, semantically, they're all saying the same thing. You can actually target all of these keywords on a single page if you balance everything out right, and that's what this is going to help you do. So now, here's the point of is the proof. Does it work? Okay, that's what I want to show you first. So here's our Investing in Bitcoin page, and let's go over to Google, first of all. I already had it loaded anyways. How to invest in Bitcoin. And here you can see a nice rich card with a logo sitting on the very top of the page, and it's my site, how to make money with Bitcoin.net, investing in Bitcoin, okay? But now if I type in another variation of that, invest in Bitcoin, okay, here we are, number 1. Now I can type in a shorter term, invest Bitcoin. I don't know what kind of English that is, but there we are, number 1. Okay, so Bitcoin investing. I don't know, I'm kind of reaching here for just a bunch of different terms, but there we are, number 3. So I'm ranking for all kinds of keywords, and if you I really want to see it, here it is right here, guys. Here's Pro Rank Tracker account for how to make money with Bitcoin, and you can see all these different investing terms all ranking on that page. Number 1, number 1, number 1, number 2, number 2, number 3, number 3, and you can see they've all been top 1, so they bounce around. And the good news about all this, guys, is that I'm not just targeting one keyword that gets 9,900 searches a month. I'm also targeting additional, 6, 7, 8 keywords here that are all getting, 1,000. Here's another 9,000. Here's another 9,000. You can actually sort by volume. So here's 3 keywords, for instance, that all have 10,000 searches a month. Here's another 3 that have 1,600. Here's one with 13, 1,000, 210. You're not just targeting a single keyword for this page. You're targeting a shit ton of keywords for this page. Now, how is that possible? Here's what I like to do, guys. I call this boiling this down, okay? What I like, and we might even build something like this into V3, but here's what I like to do. If you take all these keywords, and this is going to be a little bit slow, so I'll just bear with me here, and you put them into a spreadsheet, or not a spreadsheet, a text document, okay? And I'm going to show you how to boil these down. And the reason we want to boil them down is so that we can create really good optimization for our pages. Okay, 3, 4 more. Invest in Bitcoin. I'm going to show you guys how to target every single one of these keywords on a single page and rank for them all, like I did, okay? Now, the first thing I do is I take the first keyword, the first word of the first keyword, and I want to erase it from all the remaining lines, because Bitcoin's already covered up here, so bye-bye Bitcoin, bye-bye Bitcoin, bye-bye Bitcoin, bye-bye Bitcoin, bye-bye Bitcoin, bye-bye Bitcoin. Okay, you guys see what I'm doing here? I'm just erasing the word Bitcoin because I'm going to boil this down. There's probably a script that can do this way faster. Okay, so the next word is investment. I want to get rid of every word that I see investment. So we have investing, invest, investing, invest, invest. There's investment. Okay, and there's investment. I'm going to get rid of that. And there's invest, oh, that's investing. So the next one would be get rid of investing. That's gone. Okay. The next one is invest. We'll get rid of this. Invest, invest, invest. You guys see what I'm doing here? You see what I'm getting at? All right. In, we'll get rid of in, and then we have trust and fund. Okay. So what do we have left here in the end? We have Bitcoin investment, investing, invest, in, how to, trust, and fund. Now, what I want to do, so these keywords, these however many that is, okay, even if I went like this, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is kind of a stop word, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 words here, guys, that these 7 words make up every single one of these keywords in one way or another. Okay, so you want to work these into your title, your URL, your description, and your H1. Okay, so how do you choose, what goes first and whatnot? Now, here's what I like to do. I like to sort by volume. I obviously want to go after these 3 keywords, investment, investing, and invest, are the 3 top keywords of traffic. And what I like to do is the higher volume keywords I like to put in the title and the URL. The lower volume keywords I try to work into my description and my H1. Okay, because title and URL are stronger ranking factors than description and H1, in my opinion. Okay, so obviously we have to be more aggressive with this stuff than we do with that. So we start trying to craft titles, okay? So you can see what I did up here. What I have is the art of investing in Bitcoin in 2016 and 2017. Dates are really cool to add to your keywords, by the way, guys. It's actually an up and coming trend to add the current year to your keywords. All right. So we can see the art of investing in Bitcoin 2016. What I'm really going after is Bitcoin investment, investing, and invest. My URL is how to make money with Bitcoin. So my page URL is investing in Bitcoin. Now I know I've taught a lot of people don't repeat keywords in your URL. So let me grab both of these. And I've kind of broken my own rule here, but when things work, I don't touch them. And I did this so long ago as well that that's not how I would do things anymore. Okay, so there's my title. There's my URL. My description is blank for some reason. We'll just get back to that. Okay, and there's my H1. So I have Bitcoin investing, smart term move. I'm working all these words in. I think my description would have been something like how to invest in Bitcoin trust fund or something like that, okay? So what you end up with, so this is title, this is URL, this is description, and this is your H1 tag, okay? What I end up with is all these keywords in one form or another are worked into the title, URL, description, and H1, but the harder to rank for keywords, the stuff with the higher volume and the higher competition, are put into the title and the URL. The rest of the remainder crap, like in, how to, trust and fund, you can see the trust keyword doesn't, where to go? It's got 1,300, so it's a little on the lower end, and the fund has 210. I'm not as worried about those, but I still, why not target them if we can? We just put them in there. So there it is, trust and fund. Now, if anyone types in, you know, Bitcoin investment, Bitcoin investing, I would have done this URL, investing. You could even do like this, guys, because we have investment, investing, and invest. How Bitcoin investment. Okay, we could have done it like that. How a Bitcoin investment. I think you guys get the idea, right? You're just you boil your list of keywords down to a single list, and then you work them in. Now, something that I've been discovering lately more and more is that you can go really aggressive with keywords. So for instance, if I really wanted to go after, if I look at these 3 keywords and I say, all right, they all have 9,900 searches, but this one looks like it's the easiest, this Bitcoin invest, right? I'm going to go really aggressive for Bitcoin invest. Here's how you can be really aggressive. We'll take this whole thing and we're going to copy it. If this site wasn't ranking well the way it was, guys, and I wanted to improve it, before I went out and spent any money on things like backlinks or citations or all the stuff that people spend money on trying to improve their links, here's what I would do. If this wasn't ranking well enough, I would move it up to a more aggressive approach. More aggressive. And what is it? Remember, the keyword we're going to try and target more aggressively is Bitcoin invest. Okay, so we would rewrite a title with something like this. Bitcoin invest strategies, you know, our how-to guide. And then the URL, if you wanted to change it. Bitcoin, typically I try not to repeat any of my keywords from my domain into my URL. You can see here the domain is how to make money with Bitcoin. The page name is investing in Bitcoin. Really, it would probably be better if I just had it like this. Investing. Okay, now if I'm going, once again, we're going after Bitcoin invest. So if I wanted to be really aggressive, I would just call it invest. And then in my description in H1, that's where I'd start like backing off a little bit and start working in those other keywords, how to, and other instances like investing or investment. So maybe something like this. Since our next most competitive keyword here is this one, Bitcoin investing, maybe I can make that my description, or my H1 actually. H1's a really good one. So Bitcoin investing, oh, God damn it. Strategies for profits or something like that, okay? And then investment can go up here. Okay, guys, so remember that the purpose of the project planner is kind of to plan out each and every page on your post for a specific group of keywords and to be able to create your title, your URL, your description, and your H1 right there on the page while looking at your keyword volumes, while looking at your competition. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Give me a 2 if it's a little foggy. Oh, wow. That's awesome. No, but not a single 2 here. That's awesome. Oh, 1, 2. You're going to have to watch the replay of that. All right, guys, there's more to this, okay? So that's how I optimize a page to rank for a whole shit ton of keywords, okay? Now, here's the other great thing, guys. Now, these are aggressive keywords, or excuse me, these are competitive keywords, meaning they're hard to rank for, okay? What do you do now? If you really feel like you've got your on-page optimization down, let's say you've moved from, you know, your initial setting and you're like, oh, I'm not ranking that good, I want to be more aggressive, so you go after your stuff a little more aggressively and you bump up a little bit, maybe to page 2, and now you're like, okay, I really want to get to page 1 because these are like big ass keywords, I really want that traffic. Then once you have your optimization down, then it's up to, okay, you need backlinks, right? But what's the hard part about backlinks other than the fact that, you have to know that the domains that you're getting links from is a good domain. Put that aside for a second. It's in the anchor text now, right? So what anchor texts are we going to use to link to this page that are going to, number 1, make a lot of sense, and number 2, not get you in any trouble for over optimization? Who knows what those anchor texts are? Let's see if anybody is thinking ahead of me here. The names: Don Curtin, Longtail Dave. Generic and brand. Okay, guys, okay, good. I'm glad to see. I actually don't use generic. I don't use brand. I don't use URL. Okay. Do you guys want to know what I use for my anchor text for this page? Right here. Here's anchor text 1. Here's anchor text 2. Here's anchor text 3. Here's anchor text 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's 10 anchor texts that I could send into this page, okay, that are extremely relevant, non-repetitive, and aren't going to get you in any trouble. This is how I rank these pages for so many keywords. Now, I know a lot of people are like, but you got to do these percentages and this and that and all that shit. I don't know, man. It works for me, guys. It works for me. Now, I'll tell you another thing. If you guys have access to like PBNs or whatever, and you do want to worry about those click here's and the naked links and stuff, like, yeah, it does seem really aggressive, Tim, but it also works. I'm ranking number 1 for all of these terms. Well, not number 1 for all of them, but I'm top 3 for every investing term. So it is aggressive, but it works. Remember, you can always back off being aggressive, right? If it's too aggressive. And you'll know if it's too aggressive because you won't be moving. But typically I find that people under-optimize before they over-optimize once they know what they're doing. And I'm getting way more aggressive. Back to my point here, sorry guys. If you still want to use the click here's and the URLs and the generic type anchor text, use those on weaker links. Okay? When you go out there and you pay good money for good links, the power that you send to your blog through these type of anchor texts, you want those to be your strongest links. Okay, your strongest links need to be the actual keyword that you want to rank for. The weaker PBNs or in the weaker sites or the weaker type of links, those are the click here's. Those are the stuff that'll balance out your link portfolio. However, guys, go ahead, Todd.
Web 2.0 stuff is where you want to use your least powerful.
Yeah. Exactly. The other thing here, guys, I know this is going to be contrary to a lot of what you possibly have been taught, and even Tim's kind of, this seems really aggressive to set up your page this way and then use these as anchor text. What if it only took me 5 links to rank this page? Am I over-optimized because I used 5 keywords, like Bitcoin investment, Bitcoin investing, Bitcoin investing in Bitcoin, and how to invest in Bitcoin? I only used 5 links, and that was enough with enough power, with a good enough on-page strategy. How can I get in trouble because I don't have enough, click here's or generics? If you're using 100 links, then you need to start worrying about that. But when you're down in like 5, 6 links, and oftentimes, guys, you'd be surprised at how few links it can take to rank. You don't get in trouble for that stuff until you have a whole bunch of links, okay? So my advice to those...
That's the nugget right there, guys. It's the number of links you're using. I think your penguin penalties are going to fire whenever you have a lot of links. 5 or 6, doesn't even matter.
Is this a crash and burn method? No. I've been ranking for this for so long. If you guys really want to see aggressive, okay, and I've shown this on another webinar before, the keyword printer repair Edmonton, back when I used to fix printers as a job and I was trying to build a site for my company to rank for. Okay, here I am, guys. Now look at the title. Okay, the keyword is printer repair Edmonton. Look at the title, printer repair Edmonton. Look at the domain. It's an EMD, an exact match domain for the keyword. and look at the description, printer repair Edmonton. I have the keyword in order in the first part of all the optimization elements. Let's go look at the site. And then here's the H1, printer repair Edmonton. This is over optimized like crazy, like as according to what most people would tell you, right? Printer repair Edmonton is the keyword. It's the start of the title, the start of the description, the H1 and the EMD, and it's ranked #1. It's been there since I was a printer guy, which is like 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, let's look at another one. Spray foam insulation, and you guys, anyone that was in our course, our coaching course, where we showed you over the shoulder, how do we rank sites, okay? Spray foam insulation Edmonton, here's my site, ranked #1 and #2, okay, above the maps. Let's look once again at my title. The exact keyword is in order in front, the URL is the EMD, and the keyword in the description is in order in front. And once again, let's go look at the site. And where's the keyword in the H1? In order in front. Okay, guys, so that's proof right there. Go aggressive. Be aggressive with your keywords. Don't be scared to over-optimize. And your good anchor texts, guys, from your most powerful sites are going to come from these, and it's not going to take many.
I got a good question.
Sure.
The content on this page, investing in Bitcoin, how did you utilize those 9 keywords to order content or write your own?
Okay, let's go look at the content. So more lessons here to answer that question. There is once your page is attached, you can go to a page or post. I'll cover these new updates in a second here, but let's go answer that question. Typically when I order content, I don't worry too much about trying to make sure all those keywords like are in the content. I don't really worry about that. What I'll do is I'll order an article. I'll say, listen, can you write me an article about how to invest in Bitcoin? And when they write that content, it kind of writes itself. Okay, they're going to say a lot of this stuff naturally. I find if I told them, make sure this keyword's in there, they can overdo it. They'll over-optimize. Let's just look. Like I said, I don't really worry about it. It just takes care of itself. But let's go look. Bitcoin investment. I'm just pressing Control F in my browser and looking for that keyword to see if it even appears. And I'll tell you what to do if it doesn't. Okay, 0 of 0. So I don't even use the word Bitcoin investment in my optimization. There's so much semantic relevance with investing, and investment that I guess I don't need to. Let's go to Google again here and just see where we're ranking for Bitcoin investment. We're ranking #2. And you guys can see they're still hot. Like, when Google says shit's important, they bold it, right? So you can see investing is bolding there, investing is bolded there. Even though the keyword is investment, they're still bolding investing. That's because they're semantically related. It means the same thing, just in a different verbiage. So to answer the question, I don't really worry too much about it in my content. If there was a keyword in here that I really wanted to get in, like say this trust or this fund, I would just find a way to work it into the content to make sure it's there. Most of the time, all I'm worrying about is the title, the description, and the H1 and the URL.
Good answer.
And then if you really wanted to worry about the rest of them, yeah, you could go through and make sure that all of these, show up somewhere in your article. But to be honest, I think that, you'd end up having the word Bitcoin in there too much, because Bitcoin really isn't every one of these keywords.
Right. And if you go back to your scratch pad, those words right there at the top, basically, naturally flowing through your article, Bitcoin, investing means the same thing as investment, and invest, trust and fund aren't hard to get in there. How-to is going to be, part of what you told them to write. So,
yeah, basically it breaks down like this, guys. Okay, semantically, when Google's reading things, all these words are basically going to mean the same thing. Okay, so if it's Bitcoin and Bitcoins, you don't need to worry about it. It takes care of itself with Google because they're semantically related. Same thing with this invest. So this is one word. This is one word. ins and how-tos. I don't know what those are called, like stop words or whatever. They're just like extra crap verbiage, you know. They just take care of themselves. And trust and fund. So, I mean, it's not harder to target all these keywords by boiling shit down, semantically grouping them, and then scattering them throughout your on-page. And then when you're creating your on-page, you're just looking at, okay, what do I really want to target? What has a lot of volume? Okay, these three have a lot of volume. Which one's the easiest? Well, this one's the easiest. So we'll go after this one really hard. And then we'll go after, you know, so top 3 keywords by volume and competition go into title and URL. All the rest go into description and H1. Okay, I see. What's the Power by PBNs? I have some pretty cool shit, Bill. I have good stuff. What do I suggest for using interlinks, links to other pages within your site? Great question, Kath. Okay, so like I do try to link from one page to another. Project Supremacy has the ability to take, so these groups, guys, by the way, this is another thing, if you don't know, once you create these groups and you save them, to interlink, say you wanted to link from the mining page over to the buying page, here's what you would do or something. Say you're on this page, we're working on the investment page, and you can see, let's do one. Well, let's just say we also think mining is important, okay? So maybe I wanted to link over to the mining page. I could grab this little phrase here, mining is important, and in the Project Supremacy shortcodes, I go to the mining group, and I go to, I'll select this keyword, and then click OK. And then we also, it puts in the keyword Bitcoin mining, sorry. It uses the keyword from the group as your anchor, so you have to just make sure it still makes sense. We'll preview it. It has to make sense in English. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well, but we'll look at it and show you what I mean. Come on. Okay, we also think Bitcoin mining, and then of course is important, and that will link from this page to that page. Now to answer your question, Kath, you know what's important? I do think it's important to link from page to page and just use a really keyword-rich keyword to do it. So, and that's really easy to do. If you're linking over to, you know, this mining page, you're going to use one of these as your anchor text to link from one page to another because they're just so relevant, right? And it spreads juice, like it spreads juice all throughout your site to have a nice linking pattern from this page to this page and this page to that page and stuff like that. That's another one of those things I don't worry too much about, but it is pretty important. It is a good thing to.
Yeah, so I got a good point here. A question from Mike, and he just says, so if I haven't used Project Planner and I've got a site up and running, should I redo it? Not if you're ranking, not if you're where you want to be, but I will promise you this, that if you're not where you want to be and you built your site without knowing the power of the Project Planner, go back and check it out and redo it. I guarantee you're going to get a boost.
Yeah, it's guys, okay, the truth is I'm super anal about everything. I'm very OCD, and that's the reason I built this, because I just need to know what's going on every page in my site, and I don't want to have to, I used to do this on a spreadsheet, but then I'd have to go over here to get this information over there, and then we wanted to be able to hook this page up to this group. So for instance, when I create this title, essential info on how to mine Bitcoins, and then I create a page. So for instance, if I put all these keywords in here, I do that boiling down technique, I write my page information, okay, my on-page SEO stuff, that is a plan. Now I want to execute that plan, so I'm going to do this. Create page or post. Okay, it's going to ask you, do you want to use a page or do you want to use a post? And I would say, oh, I want to create a page. Page is actually already there, so it won't happen here. What will happen if I create that page is it'll actually create this page with the title, the URL, the description, and the H1 already in it. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. So I'm going to add a group here, guys. Okay, so we're going to call this group the teaching group, the Bitcoin lessons. Okay, that's just the group name. Okay, so the title is going to be Bitcoin lessons for you guys and gals. Okay, the URL is going to be lessons. Actually, all you have to do is put in lessons. The description is going to be the description for lessons. It doesn't matter if I spell it right, it doesn't matter. And then the H1 is going to be the H1 for lessons. Now this is all, of course, assuming that I already had all my keywords and I was actually trying to rank for this, okay? And I was trying to build my shit. So once I have all this filled out, I click on create a page or a post. I'm going to say create me a page, okay? And here's what's going to happen. Success, page is created, go to the page, and here's what it's done for you, okay? Whoa, come on now. Here's the title. Bitcoin lessons. So I'll go back and just show you guys everything once again. The title is Bitcoin lessons for you guys and gal. The page is lessons. The description has description in it, and the H1 has H1 in it. Here's the page that it created for me. There's the title. There's the H1. There's the URL, lessons. And there's the description. It does it all for you. It puts it in there for you. The only thing left to do now, guys, because the page is already optimized, is the only thing left to do is to put in the content. That's it. And make sure this is on, you know, because now it's created it for you from this skeleton. And I have rankings, guys, with sites that don't even have content on them just because they're optimized so damn well. They look like this, but they're ranking, as an example. This is going to blow your mind too. It's crazy. Come on, load. There you go. This is it. They'll look like this, but they'll be ranking because the title's there, the URL's there, you know, the description's there, and it ranks. Okay.
Just so in a nutshell, the project planner allows you to find the keywords that are worth targeting and using those keywords for your title, URL, description, and H1. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's really all you're doing. And those are the most optimizable places for your page to rank in the search engine. So when you get those right, you can rank for multiple keywords that you're targeting in that group. Each group is a page that is extremely targeted to that that piece of the topic. Yeah, that group, that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of different, particularly for this Bitcoin site, you can see there's, you know, how to buy with debit cards, how to buy with PayPal, how to buy with that. These are all questions people ask Google regarding Bitcoin. So everything's a group. So then you just make that good title, that good URL, that good description, and that good H1.
Here, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys.
That's the most complicated thing.
What's the point to doing all this, okay? How to make money with Bitcoin.net, my stat counter account. How much traffic am I getting? This is per day. On December 26th, I was getting 598. And you guys, I don't know if a lot of you will remember that Bitcoin price just broke out like crazy. It went to over $1,100 recently. Well, when that happened, look at my traffic. It went up to like 1,400, 1,500 visits a day, but it averages out at about 600 unique visits per day in the Bitcoin industry. How did I achieve that? Well, I'm ranking for all kinds of keywords because I'm planning it out. That's the point to this project planner, guys. So as confusing as it may look, it's actually not confusing. This part of creating your title, URL, description, H1, I will say this, guys. I will say this. This is more an art than it is a science, okay? You have to practice writing good titles and shit like that. But I've given you the lesson and the tools on how to take your group of keywords, boil it down to the necessary things, and what to target in each of the elements. Remember, the harder keywords, the more competitive keywords go in your title, your URL. The easier ones and all the stop words, shit like this, goes in your description in your H1. That's how you build a plan for your site, okay? Now, updates. What happened in the updates? Because this thing got updated. What's that?
I was going to see if you were going to talk about detox.
I am. I'm going to do that now.
Okay. Now, the point I want to make about this as an opener here, this is outstanding. Herc and I were anyway. We found this person that makes really good sites, and we're like, hey, let's just buy a site, bring it up, you know, and ready to go, done for you kind of thing, exclusive, but done for you, ready to go. It was a few $100. I won't say it was cheap. It was a few $100. Put it up, and it was like, okay, yeah, nice site, good content, you know, decent this, decent that, but it had not had Project Supremacy added to it yet. It had not been planned, okay, and it wasn't ranking hardly anywhere. And Herc, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, so, and the funny thing is the guy that designed these sites, he lives in Phoenix here, got the opportunity to chat with him a bit. He said, you know, I really optimize my page as well. Part of what I sell is that these pages are optimized really well for the keywords, and they're already ranking, because he actually uses that as part of his sales, you know, is that it's already ranking for this or that. And when I got the site, it was Detox Matrix. It was primarily about how to detox off of marijuana. Okay, so Detox Matrix is obviously, it's not an EMD, it's a very branded domain name, Detox Matrix. You can detox off a lot of things. And then you could see there was a couple pages, there was a couple posts, but they all dealt with marijuana, and I immediately saw the opportunity to build a bigger site. But in order to do that, you guys, you need to be organized, right? So you can see things have changed a lot. All his posts I turned into pages. I recategorized everything. I restructured everything. And I also built a big plan, you know, a project using Project Supremacy to plan out the future of this site, okay? And you can see it's getting bigger and bigger as the site grows. But I'm going to be targeting cocaine detoxing and heroin detoxing, alcohol detoxing, marijuana. The marijuana group alone in the detox, okay, there was like detox drinks, there was detox kits, there was THC detox. There was a lot of keywords that were not really properly optimized. They were just all kind of mishmashed all over the place. So we broke it right down. So marijuana had to become a group. Cocaine had to become a group. Heroin had to become a group. Drinks and kits are subsets of THC marijuana. And we started breaking it all down. And you can see the URL structure, guys, here is detoxmatrix.com/the drug, and then the subtopic of the drink. So marijuana and THC is one group because semantically they're the same thing. And then we have drinks there, and then in the URL we have kits here, or testing kits, okay? Now, one of the big updates that happened with Project Supremacy is this URL actually never used to support post tags, or sorry, post categories or parent pages, meaning that if I created a page that was like how this one shows, you know, detoxmatrix.com/marijuana THC/testing kits, because testing kits, the parent page of testing kits is marijuana THC. When it pulled the group in, it broke everything. Blah, it sucked. Okay, so we got the guys to fix it. It now supports nested pages. So you can see here's a parent page, marijuana THC, and here is a sub-page of that page, and the URL structure is now intact. The other thing we did is we gave the site the ability, or we gave this project planner the ability to attach to an existing page. So for all you guys that already have pages out there, what you can do is go create a new group. Okay, you actually have two options. You can import a group from an existing page. Let's do that one first. Okay, I'll just do privacy policy. Okay, so say this was an actual important page. I'm gonna slow down here because this is important. You have an existing site. You have pages that you want to, you know, perform this process on. How do you do it? You load Project Supremacy, you create a group, you go to this button down here on the bottom, add a group from an existing page. Okay, then you click, okay, do you want to add a post? Do you want to add a page? This is THC light boxes, which is a custom post type. I want to add a page. You click pages, you choose the page, and then you click add group. Now what this will do is it'll pull in the group. You can see it'll pull in the URL for you. And if you have an H1, a description and a title, it'll pull in what you have right now into here, okay? And then you can begin your work. Now, the next thing is if you want to go the reverse, say you build a project first. Let's delete this group now. Now let's do the reverse. Say you are more into keyword research first. Okay, I want to do a keyword about privacy policies. Okay, now obviously you wouldn't do this, but it would be a real page. Okay, and you can save this group. Okay, and now you're like, okay, my plan is ready, but I want to attach it to a page that's already there. So what you can do now is click this button here. This was added. Attach it to a page or a post. Okay, so I'm going to attach it to a page. And I'm going to attach it to privacy policy. Now I'll click attach. That's kind of the reverse of what I just did. So instead of importing a page, you're actually exporting a group to a page. So once again, it'll grab all the URL, the title, and the shit that's already there. Now, the next thing, guys. Once a page is attached, it will go blue. You'll see these groups here. See how it's blue there? That means it's attached. Now check this out. This one's attached. Title, I'm going to be title. I'm going to be description. Privacy policy H1. I'm making changes to the title, description, and shit like that, okay? So I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to go to the page and see what happened. Privacy policy H1. I didn't change URL. I'm going to be title. I'm going to be description. Now let's make another change. Not yet. Bad idea. H1 should be H2, and let's even edit this. Privacy policy page 2 or page 3. Okay, let's save all those changes. Let's go back over here and refresh. Do you see what happened there, guys? Okay, this is now backwards compatible. Once you are locked into a page, it is backwards compatible. Whether you update your title, URL, description, and H1 over here, or whether you update it over here, it will be the same. It is backwards compatible. Once it's attached, it's locked. Okay, guys? And it supports nested pages and all that shit. It's just such a powerful tool, guys. And it just bums me out so much to see that over half the people that we ask this question to either haven't looked at it or don't know how to use it, because it's powerful. It's extremely powerful. Okay, I'm going to go back and answer some questions here about this. And then I'm going to show you guys the V3 version of this. Do you guys want to see?
Yeah, I kind of let the questions go a little bit. I was watching you, so I learn something new every time I watch you go through that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just.
Guys, honestly, I can't. I'm to the point I can't build a site without this anymore. I just can't. It's such a time saver. It's so huge. It's so easy. Yeah, it's just exactly, Greg. Great word. One of the nicest workflows imaginable. I agree, man. And trust me, guys, when you get used to planning out your sites and your pages this way, you'll never go back. And this is just V2. V3 is even better. Yeah, let me answer some questions, guys, and I'll show you. I'm going to answer questions regarding this planner, by the way. So if I see you asking about something else, I won't answer it for now. Kathy is excited about importing groups from existing pages. That's good. Will this art work for e-com sites? This will work for any site. All this is, really, guys, all this is a place to plan out your optimization for your posts and your pages. That's it. Whether it's a WordPress, or no, it has to be on WordPress, obviously. It's a WordPress plugin. But whether it's an affiliate site, an AdSense site, an e-com site, anything, as long as it's on WordPress and as long as you're building posts and pages, this will work.
So I can take an existing site and bring it into the project planner and rework it.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, right down here, guys. Add group from existing page.
Is there a limit to projects? No.
No.
Will these be in the members area? Webinar will be in the members area. Backwards compatibility is great. Good shit just gets better. One of the nicest workflow. That's awesome. I guess nested pages equals silo.
Yes. Yeah. Nested pages are for siloing.
Question from JC Gonzalez. Are the shortcode link updating as well? Shortcode link updating as well.
This right here, yes it is.
Or does he mean the icon in the editor?
Where's this question? What time stamp?
6 for you, 503.
503 JC.
Learned a lot of them at 503.
Are the shortcode link updating as well? Actually, you know what, guys? There's one thing I forgot to tell you. If you make this is crazy. This happens in the background. If you make a change to your URL, it creates an automatic 301 from your old page to your new one.
Oh, cool. So that answers another question from a guy previously. You know who you are. You were asking about that. So I can't remember your name, but right on.
Yeah, it's hidden right now, but I'm going to have it exposed somehow. But yeah, if you go in and you make URL changes, we definitely know that it's important to 301 things. So it was built in to automatically 301 the old one to the new one.
Yeah, because somebody was asking me like, okay, so I take my old site, put the project planner on there, import my pages in post, and start doing these things to it. And he asked me about the 301, and I, for one, didn't know that was in there. So I said, well, I wouldn't change your URL. I really wouldn't recommend changing your URL right off the bat. I would attempt changing your titles, descriptions, and H1s to fit the target keywords like we showed you, and see how it goes. I think changing a URL and 301 it is not going to raise a penalty or anything like that, but it is kind of more of a dramatic change as opposed to just your content, H1, title, and description.
Yeah, kind of like a last
thing you should try if you're not getting the movement that you desired. Then change your URL, and it will automatically 301 it, and then hopefully that will get.
Yeah, I'll demo that for you guys.
Let me try to find some more good questions.
Wait. Okay. Copy link.
This makes changes. This week we got tongue ties today. This makes changes a cakewalk instead of a pitta. Right on, Mike.
Okay, guys, here's an example. I don't know if you were watching there, but here the old page was drug test detox process treatment. I just changed it to tester. Okay, but I'm going to access the old URL. Oh, I didn't save it.
Oops.
Save group. Okay. I think that's it. Or maybe it's 301 so fast. Let me refresh this page first of all. Sorry, guys. But it does do it. I know it does. I've tested it, obviously, with our guys quite a bit. I'm doing something wrong here. Tester. Save group. Okay. Let's do this. Let me clean up some tabs here. Go to page or post. Just make sure the changes took effect. Something's broken right now. It does work, guys. I'm not doing something right because I'm like not thinking properly. Here, let me reattach it. Actually, you know what? Don't worry about it. It does work, guys. I will look into it just to make sure it's not a bug. It does work. It automatically 301s your old to your new because this whole site is using all those elements and it's been working beautifully for me. So it's working really good. What else? There was something I was going to show you guys. Can I have a look at your screenshot for using PS original release for a quick check of process? I'm not sure what that means. Can I please clarify group? Group is easy. Okay, so title, URL, description, and H1 are all actual on-page elements for your SEO. Group is just a name for the page, and here's why it's important. Let's say I'm going to add a keyword here, okay? Heroin detox drinks. say somehow this keyword got into my group when I was doing keyword research, okay? And I realized, wait a minute, this keyword needs to be in a different group that's more specific to that. I could click on this keyword and I could click on this button, change keyword group, and it'll ask me which group do you want to move it to, right? And all the group names will come up so that I can easily move this keyword from this group to another group. And you can select multiple keywords to move to groups. It was just a fast way to organize keywords in case you had different different groups that had different things. So the groups have a name for that reason. But V3 has improved once again on that situation. We'll show you that right away. Actually, we should probably just show it to you now.
Yeah, let's do it. Check out the new version of the Project Planner coming in V3.
All right.
You guys want to see that? Hey, and guys, by the way, do me a big favor. You know the post there where Herc's been showing you from the Facebook group where, we were kind of like, what brought this on? If you learned something today more about the Project Planner, please post in there so that our other members can see, that they really should watch this webinar, that they really should try and get a handle on this Project Planner. And it would I just really, really want everyone to get a handle on this. And so if you don't mind kind of spreading the word in the group for us, we would greatly appreciate it. Because as we all know, messages from your peers and all of you involved sometimes tend to hit home harder than it does coming from us because, we're looked at as like, well, you guys should know how to use it. But when it comes from you guys saying, wow, I just learned something new and am using this now, it's just that much more powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just put the link right to this. This post is the one that Todd's talking about, guys. If you learned something about the planner, post on this one. I put the link in your chat so that you guys can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you want to. It's fine.
No, you have to.
It's a must, or you're never invited again.
Yeah, we're not putting you on the next webinar if you don't do that. All right, guys.
All right, let's show the new cool stuff. So, and listen, we always take into consideration all of your feedback. Like some people's like, it's too awkward, it's too clunky. It's just this or that and the other. So we take all that feedback in and we analyze it and we try to come up with easier and better solutions that make it more intuitive and a better user interface and a better user experience. So this is where we're at so far.
All right, so this is going to be the new planner, guys. It is definitely a cleaned up interface. Looks very, very similar. You'll notice some different buttons here. So group name, okay, here's your title, your description, and URL. We have it so that you can kind of hide it now. Here's all your keywords. I saw somebody ask, is it possible, because these groups can get kind of tall, like for instance, the example we were given over here, you guys, this group, like, you got to scroll through a lot of shit. So now you can actually retract all your keywords like this, and your groups are there. Another nice thing is that for when you guys start bringing in a shit ton of keywords and you want to change groups, you can select keywords and they're now drag and droppable from one group to another. Let me grab these. What am I doing here? Come on. I must be on the wrong testing environment. Come on. There you go. Okay, see how I drag those keywords? And you can do it in bulk. I know that you can do it in bulk. There, I pressed the shift key. There you go. I just dragged those 3 keywords over. Oh, they're not supposed to go in there. Like we said, we still got some stuff to work out. But we have the ability to, it's just faster, guys. Your actions, you can add new groups, add groups from existing pages and posts, importing, automatically generating groups from all your pages. So instead of doing things one at a time, if you have a 50-page site, you use this one. It'll download a project plan for your entire site right away. It's just so much more thought out and intuitive than what the other one was. And that's it
has rank tracking.
Yeah. Oh God, you guys are gonna love this. One of the biggest things, guys, here that I always wanted to see, and we finally are gonna do it, is since this is handling all your keyword shit and your metrics and your on page and stuff like that, wouldn't it also be great to see where this keyword ranks right here, right beside it? And yes, it would be, right? Of course it would be. Like, who wouldn't want that? So we added rank tracking. You're now going to see where these keywords rank for this group on this page, right on the project planner. That's coming in V3 as well. It's gonna be so badass. It's like, I'm personally, guys, I'm probably the most excited one about it, just because I use the shit out of this plugin. Here's the dashboard. It's centrally controlled for anyone that doesn't know now. Let's say you guys want to use Project Supremacy on 30 websites or 40 websites. You'll now have a central dashboard where you could control all of your websites, all of your, absolutely everything that you've done inside of Project Supremacy, you can now execute from inside of one dashboard. Including your rank tracking will show up here for all your sites. Your schema builder will now be over here, where we have now added the entire schema.org database. So for everyone that's been asking us, can you add this schema? Can you add that schema? We just went ahead and added the entire database of schema.org. You can see it down here. Okay, literally everything. So you build your schema here. You can push it out to a site. You can still order articles from iWriter. I need articles. What was the other cool shit that we had here? We can do plugin updates. So like WP Main, I know a lot of you guys use like stuff like WP Main or all those other things where you can manage plugin updates and theme updates. You can do that in V3 now. So I mean, this is not a tiny upgrade, guys. This is a complete rebuild from the ground up of Project Supremacy. That's why it's
rank tracking and analytics.
Everything, guys, like literally everything. Yeah, it's going to be so killer. Oh, where else are we at? Okay, somebody asked about the colors. I'll answer this quickly, guys. Colors are just, they're called conditional formatting, and all they mean is you can specify, when I go and do competition research, I like to see my broad match under a certain number. Same with phrase in title and in URL. And if you guys don't know what that is, when you go to Google and you type in cocaine detox, okay, the broad match here for this keyword is 591,000. The phrase match is in quotations, that's 50,000, and then in title and in URL, in title, okay, is, you know, whatever. I got it all spelled wrong and shit, but that's what those are, and they are helpful in determining, you know, they're kind of like a quick look at how many people are using these keywords in title, in URL, in broad, in phrase. It's competition metrics, okay, is what it is. Let me get back to my page. Oh, shit. Where was I? So yeah, okay, good. Now I personally have a default set of guides that I like to use. Like for instance, if it's over 100,000 or it's over 1 million in broad match for an affiliate style keyword, it goes red. If it's between 10,000 and 100,000, it goes yellow. Title between 100 and 1,000, it goes red and shit like that. You guys can use where that is general settings. If you want to change it and you understand those numbers and what they mean, and but you don't like what I've supplied as default, you can change it right here. Okay. So
note the difference. There's local conditions and affiliate conditions.
Yeah, and the reason there's local and affiliate keywords are national ranking keywords versus local are local. You know, I'm only ranking in Phoenix, Arizona, so I look for a lot less competition in a local situation than I do in an affiliate situation, so my values are a lot higher in affiliate, okay? With V3, we have this, but we're going to have, you can create templates. You can have local conditions, affiliate conditions, medium conditions, you know, Kathy conditions, Wolf conditions, Frank conditions, it doesn't matter. They'll be templated out. We'll still have our defaults that we recommend, but for those that really understand this shit, you'll be able to template it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to, well, let's just see if we got any questions here, and then we'll move on to AMP. May I want to hear about AMP? AMP is going to be critical moving forward. I'll give you a couple of bits of information that has been coming out over the past year. And number one is the mobile first indexing. That is going to happen. Google is going to look at your site and determine whether or not it is cool on a mobile device first. And if it's not, you're going to get shoved to the back of the pile. That may not be happening right now, but it is coming. So a good tip for all of you, and I heard a good friend of mine mention this just the other day, is that when you're building a site, build it for mobile first. Okay? Don't build it and build it for desktop and then make it responsive. Build it for mobile first. Okay, just a tip there. Secondly, HTTPS. I've been saying this for over a year now. It is going to make a difference sometime in the future, starting at the end of this month. Chrome is going to put a warning up in the area. You see where the little I is up there by Gold Investor Guide right now. It's going to let the users know that this site is not secure. Okay, so I really highly encourage you. Now, I know it's a bit of a pitta to change a non-secure site into a secure site due to URL structures and things like that. But moving forward, you need to start trying ways of getting those current sites into being secured. But more importantly, moving forward, all brand new sites should start on a secured URL for those that you want to rank for. I've been giving away free SSLs at my hosting company for a while, and there's a lot of people that have been taking that advice. I'm happy to see, and coming over and getting started with secure sites. Okay, so moving on to AMP, I guess, and I'll look for questions. I'm running a little short on time.
What do you got left for time? You got like 10 minutes, eh?
I could probably go 20. I haven't heard
okay.
Hello yet.
We'll go over this really quick. First of all, guys, I want to show you something. Okay, this is our plugin on the WordPress repository. Todd wanted to build this. I kind of fought him on it, and then we went ahead and built it, and he was right. You can see this is our download graph. Since we've added it to WordPress, it is going up and up and up. We now have over 36,000 downloads of our AMP plugin on WordPress. And that was on the old version. We have a new one coming, which is going to be absolutely better than anyone else's. Okay, and here's what it looked like, guys. When you install AMP, this is what the new one's going to look like, okay? And now I know a lot of people don't really understand AMP and what it's for and what's the difference between AMP and mobile responsive. And this little phone here, guys, the point of this is to show you what your website will look like when it is amped as you are making the changes. Okay, so we have our settings here. You know, do you want AMP on pages, post categories, tags, home, right to left support? Do you want us to manage your non-secure content? And if yes, how so? Shit like that. Our design elements. So for instance, if we want to hide the site name in the header, we can turn that on. Okay, save our changes. And the site name is gig, by the way. Okay, so when we refresh the page, and this is going to happen automatically when this is done. You won't have to refresh the page. You can see gig has now disappeared. So this little mobile phone is going to show you how your AMP, this is free, by the way. This is going to show you how your AMP pages actually look on a mobile phone, which is where AMP pages show up. You won't see a lot of AMP sites on Google unless you type in the word AMP, okay? So for instance, let's go to one of the posts here. Let me finish this demo first. So this is our design, our menu settings, our structured data settings, our SEO settings for AMP. Here's an AMP test to make sure that the AMP that we develop for you is valid within actual AMP project specifications. It's built into the plugin. There's a mobile test. Now this will show you what your site looks like as a mobile responsive and friendly site. And then we have an AMP Lite upgrade, and what this will do is add an AMP sitemap and add AMP analytics to your AMP plugin. This, all you have to do to get this is subscribe. We'll have a little subscribe form here, and you'll get AMP Lite for free. AMP Pro, what that's going to be is it'll give you the ability to start putting in things like AdSense and affiliate banners and shit like that into your AMP pages. Monetizing AMP pages is a tough thing to do. A lot of people struggle with it. I've seen a few plugins with it. Oh, snap. But that's going to be an upgrade. So the initial version of the plugin, guys, is free. You just go to WordPress. Okay, so let's say I'm in my WordPress blog and I want to add a plugin. So you go to add new and you search for AMP, right? AMP, because this is how you add plugins. And then here we are, AMP Supremacy, and you can install that for free. Anything else you want to add to that, Todd? That's really all I want to say about that. It's coming and it's badass.
Yeah, no, and it's important, you'll see, if you search on your mobile phone, you'll find, if you're just looking for news or content, things like that, you're going to see those little AMP symbols all up and down your phone now. It's becoming more and more prevalent as we move forward. The great thing about AMP is once your site is AMP compliant, your content goes into the Google AMP CDN. And that's kind of the whole point of it, is so that your pages load instantly, lightning fast on your phone. And Google wants people to know that, hey, if you click a link that's AMP, it's going to load in a snap. And you know, that's really the point of why Google's so involved in it, because they want those pages to load instantly and so forth and so on. So I know it all is kind of new. We like to be new. I promise you the future's coming, and I can't stop that, and things like this are going to be in it. So just start thinking about it, start getting familiar with it, start playing with it. You're probably going to have some AMP errors on your site, maybe, perhaps. We have been building this AMP product over the last 9 months based on user feedback and tickets that people submit, and we take these tickets and we look at them every single day, and we update this plugin every single day regarding any issues that you might have, because there's just so many different sites out there, and this is so new that all the answers aren't just automatically built in. There's a lot of other AMP plugins out there that stay unupdated for months. Okay, so we're going to take pride in this AMP project from now on, because that's how much we firmly believe that everyone should be amping their sites in the future. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
What else?
AMP Pro's not completely done yet.
No.
All this new stuff we've talking about, like I said in the beginning, there's nothing for sale today at all. We're just kind of, you know, showing you guys some things, getting your feedback, getting, you know, answering questions about it. Helps us think, helps us build a better product. We don't know how much anything is going to cost yet. We're just, you know, building stuff, and we'll figure it out later. We do have a lot of money invested with AMP and zero revenue from it, but that's just the way it goes.
And just so you guys know, I know a lot of people are asking how much is V3 going to cost and shit like that. You guys are obviously going to get, being V2 members, are going to get the best deal. I would love to give it to you for free, guys. I really would. But as I said, V3 is a whole new, it's not a plugin anymore, okay? It's a dashboard. It's a centralized dashboard. We had to build the whole thing from the ground up. So being that you guys are V2 members, you're obviously going to get, and you'll get the best deal out of anyone, even internals, okay? So just please know that Todd and I will take care of you. We'll do that for any Supremacy product we release, of course. We're always going to give Supremacy members the best deal, and it'll be, you know, given to you guys only before we release it ever to the public. But it'll be worth it, I'll tell you that much. V3 is going to be just crazy.
Danny says it's not a plugin anymore, it's a movement. I like that.
Is there an easy migration from the plugin to the V3? We're not there yet coding-wise, Miguel, but it has been brought up that there has to be a seamless upgrade from V2 to V3, like a one-button upgrade. Because we know there's people out there that have, you know, hundreds of sites, and you don't want to manually move over hundreds of sites. We're definitely thinking about that stuff, of course. When will V3 be released? Who knows? We want it out yesterday, guys. We do. It's got to be done right. I think what we'll do is probably do a very small internal group, and we'll let you guys know details about that when that's ready, just to start really big testing it. But we'll give you details about that when it's ready.
Yeah. Keyword supremacy integration into the future of Project Supremacy and Project Planner. It's definitely on the list of things to do. It's something that we've been thinking about, and it's something that we will certainly take a look at and work towards that in the future. I've seen that question pop up about 10 times already. So that tells me that it's extremely important to you all. That means it's extremely important to us, and we will certainly try and make that happen just as soon as possible.
Ted, how long will V2 remain in effect? Here's a good point to make about V2 to V3. We're still releasing updates to V2, although we're already in plans for V3. So what does that tell you? V2 is going to remain, a usable plugin that we will continue to support. Otherwise, we would have stopped supporting it and focused 100% of our attention on V3. We're not going to let people just, go by the wayside with V2. V2 will still always work just like it does, and we'll still always support it just like it does. But our focus is going to turn to V3, guys, eventually. It's so far superior to V2 that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Gene, go. Anyone that wants to know about the AdSense stuff, just go to keywordsupremacy.com, and the AdSense webinar is actually on that page. CAF, if you're developing locally, you can still do that. Once you're done developing locally and you update your site and put it live, then you can hook it up to the dashboard and control it that way. What does AMP Supremacy do? It creates accelerated mobile pages for your sites, Jimmy. I Google AMP. Google accelerated mobile pages to find out why that's important. There's lots of great info there. And Rudy would like everyone to know that for everyone that came late, you should definitely watch the replay for the project planner training that we did. Thanks, Rudy. Yeah. Hopefully that changes, that this mentality here for that project planner. It is a big, big piece of the pie, guys. It really is. Perhaps important. That's already been answered. Can we give a one-paragraph sale on the spiel or benefit of V3 over V2? I kind of believe we already did that. V3's number one is a dashboard to control all your sites. Number two has rank tracking. Number three has the entire schema.org database. Number four, every element of V2 that was in V2 has been recoded for better functionality and faster in V3. So I mean, it's just a whole new. It's not even like I said, it's not a plugin anymore.
You're going to be able to save a lot of your data over the dashboard and push it to your site, so you can make templates and like API codes and things like that. We've rebuilt the ability to bring in those project planner metrics. So we're going to kind of subvert some of the problems people have been having with their hosts, or various CAPTCHA problems, various IP problems with getting the data, the entitled in URL, things like that. That's also going to be in the dashboard.
Oh man, it's just so much. Like
yeah,
it's hard to, guys, honestly, we can't in 5 minutes explain all the things that are going on. Literally every element that this is V2, literally every element that you had in V2 is better, faster, more well thought out in V3 based on everything we learned in V2, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a plug-in side of things still, obviously. But the code has been reduced down to just certain things that have to be site-side, which reduces the code base and all of that stuff. Reduces the load on your hosting plan or on your hosting server, and things like the reviews has completely been redone in V3. So there are going to be a lot of changes in the V3 as plugin as well. You're still going to have to go there, right, and work internally on one site, but the dashboard is going to be able to allow you to to set up a new site and get a new site going much faster than previously. Before, when you had to put in these, you had to install the plugin and then start from scratch, entering all of your details. Whereas now you'll just be able to push it over. So we try to create code that's better and faster for you.
Yeah, I know one. I don't know if you mentioned it. Sorry, I wasn't quite listening. One of the things, really nice, guys, from your dashboard, you'll be able to create a WordPress site, choose all your plugins, choose all your themes, clean up all the comment shit, just kind of like you've seen with other plugins, as well as it will, for your API keys, like with V2, every time you put the plugin on, you have to put in your API keys each time, and it's kind of a pain in the ass with the dashboard. You put in your API key once, and it pushes out to all your sites. Just so anywhere that we saw things could be done quicker and faster and more efficiently in V3, we did it. Man, you guys really want it, V3. Look at I'm really glad you guys are asking all these questions about, you know, the pricing and the timelines of V3 and stuff. That means you must really like it. I do see a couple of people asking, you know, a couple of concernal questions like, what do we do with our V2 plugins? Like I said, guys, V2 is going to be, you're going to be taken care of. If you don't want to get V3, you don't have to. V2 is still going to continue to work. For anyone that's worrying about getting from V2 to V3, we're going to make sure that it's seamless as possible. We know a lot of people have a lot of sites. It will be a smooth transition, and we will make sure to be very fair to everybody that's bought V2 that wants to get V3. Just, you'll have to trust us, guys. We're going to do the right thing for you. Make sure that you are happy, because if you're not happy, we're not running that good of a business.
Mm-hmm. Local supremacies. We've talked about that a little bit here recently, and not to worry, it's coming. We're still just ironing out some details and making sure of all the things that are going on in there. So we still got that on the agenda. It's going to be really cool. We're just being more patient with it, doing some more thoughts about it, and brainstorming it a bit more. But yes, it is coming. SEO supremacy. I see that coming up as well. We do have that new site in development. We're going to do a lot of training from there. We'll probably start hosting our Q&A replays there. We're probably just going to have tips, tricks, and simple tidbits of SEO tactics that we'll be putting there. We expect to have some articles, content, some how-tos, things like that. So it's going to be just a big SEO resource site. So that's also being worked on. What else?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, there is. We have an extremely full plate, and yeah, we just work on it every single day. With reviews, please allow to format date for UK. Oh, you mean that means the see in the US we do day, no, we do month, day, year. Over there you guys do day, month, year. Is that right? I think so. Okay, well,
we'll have to organize a feature suggest once we bring it out to you guys for the first, you know, small group that we're going to let in. We'll organize a feature suggest, and then of course, you know, Todd and I develop based on your guys' features and bugs and stuff like that. So we'll organize places to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can have a date format. We can definitely add a date format.
No footprint with V3, Scott.
Yeah, and the long answer to that is if there's a footprint with Project Supremacy, there's also a footprint with Yoast. That's not even a long answer, but they're the same thing. They're an optimization plugin. They're not some sort of backdoor hacking thing like that. It's just an optimization plugin. You're not doing anything against Google terms of service, put it that way. Biz Builder Hosting is Todd's hosting company.
Thank you.
Rudy, our plugin is not designed to create doorway pages. That is not at all its intention. It's designed to optimize pages, not create doorway pages.
Good suggestion there, Joseph. I do know what you're talking about. Definitely, that's an easy add. Good idea. We hope to add backups into the dashboard as well in V3.
Oh yeah.
Backups, automatic updating, automatic plug installation. In other words, if you've got 10 sites, you've got a new plugin, you want to install like AMP, you just select AMP, select all your sites, and hit push, and it goes out and installs and activates across all of those sites. That kind of WordPress management is going to be in the system as well. We don't have all of those things in yet. More than likely what's going to happen is we're going to eventually draw the line and say, okay, there's 25 new features here in V3 and 25 still in development. We have a staging ground now and of course a production environment as well. And as we're working, throughout all of the new features like we do, the V3 is just going to get better and better and better without you having to pay more for all the new things that we're adding into it.
I saw one good question here that's, where was it?
I mean, we've got enough stuff to write in V3 that's going to last us the next 6 months, but we're not going to wait 6 months because there's already so many benefits to using it as it is right now that we'll be getting it out. We're probably going to get it out to a small group that really want to use it first, because we don't want to. We just want to do it like that, and so you'll be notified and have a chance to get in on that at some point. Take it easy.
Sorry, Gail is asking, in which cases do you suggest having PSV2 installed on a site and still have Yoast loaded? The only time that that's necessary, Miguel, is if you just for some reason have a big hard-on for Yoast, and then all you have to do is turn off Project Supremacy's PS SEO feature, and Yoast will handle your titles and your htaccess and canonicals and shit like that, whereas Project Supremacy will still be able to use the project planner, the EXIF data thing, the YouTube, all the shit that's in Project Supremacy. You can use it. Otherwise, to be honest, I no longer use any other SEO plugin other than Project Supremacy because it does handle everything all the other ones do, plus more. It's a preference thing. We also import from Yoast and All-in-One and Platinum. If you have any of those 3 SEO plugins installed and you install Project Supremacy V2 or V3 onto your blog, it will notice that you have those other SEO plugins and ask you if you want to import all your pages on-page optimization settings into Project Supremacy. It's one-click install. Yeah, Chris, we did used to say that, but then I realized we were getting too cocky and I felt stupid about saying that. I definitely would like to err on the side of more humble than cocky, and I just got ahead of myself there.
What did he say?
He said you used to say Yoast is toast, and we did, but somebody kind of put us in our place, and I agreed with what he said, so we won't go that way anymore.
I think I was the first one who said that.
Yeah, Todd came up with it, and then I freaking went all over the internet with it, and that's not, I wasn't cool. I whatever.
Okay, guys. Well, I hate to be a party pooper, but I have a date with my lovely wife, and I just got the first text message that said, "Get in the shower." So that means I must be cutting off. We have been on for a good hour and a half, so I hope you guys can appreciate that. I hope everyone learned something today. I really hope that you open up one of your sites right now and just stare at that project planner and just let it know you're gonna defeat it. You're gonna take it head on You're going to start importing some keywords.
Update your plugin, guys, to get to that feature. Let me cover that really quickly, just because I know some people don't know how to update a plugin. And the security patch that we talked about at the beginning of the webinar is in the same update, okay? So guys, here it is. When you go to your site, go to Project Supremacy, go to General Settings. Have fast internet. Okay, and here you'll see your version and you'll see the last version. The last version is the most recent version that you can update to. If this number is red, that means there's an update available. How do you update? Go to Dashboard. Go to Updates, click on Check Again. If it doesn't work, click on it again. If it doesn't work, click on it again. If that doesn't work, go update the plugin anyways. Go to Plugins, Installed Plugins, find Project Supremacy, click it, update it. Even though it doesn't show an update is available at this point, this is for people that are having trouble. When you do that, then it will show an update's available, then update it again, okay? So that's the whole process. Most of you will be able to see the update available to you. The next lot that don't see it, go to Dashboard Updates and click Check Again a couple times. If it's still not working, update the plugin again anyways, okay? So that's the quick version of how to update your plugin. That will give you the new security patch. It'll give you all the new features that I showed you of the project planner. Okay.
Show them one more time where the webinar will be uploaded to. I still keep getting that question.
Projects in your members area, guys. Your members area has all the training, all the webinars, all that good shit. Let me just use this guy, I guess. Oh, he's a V1. Okay. Log into your members area. Okay. Webinars on the top menu. Q&A webinars.
There it is. So
there's all our webinars.
It'll be in there in a few hours. Takes a few hours to render, upload, and all that. And yeah, there for you to review. Watch it in 2x if you want. A lot of times you could do that. You know, you watch it once, and you know, to get a good handle of everything. And then if you want to rewatch it, watch it in, like, I like 1.5 speed the best, you know, for the second time. And then the third time you might want to watch it in 2x on the part about all the project planning and stuff, because that's probably the most information that you need to kind of get a handle on. But wow. I really think this was the best demonstration of the project planner that we've ever done, that Herc's ever done. And I would just use it more and more. You just get better and better at it. But I thought the explanation was, I was glued. I was glued to the screen as well.
Yeah, guys, and I mean, we've covered it before, so if you really want to dig into things, watch all these Q&A webinars. There's a lot of people here, you can't see this, that are saying, you know, great webinar, another great webinar, and if they feel that way, there must be some golden nuggets in these other webinars as well, guys. So you can go and watch all our past webinars. We always give away a lot of SEO tips and shit like that, so dig into those. Go learn. It's free. We're not a training company here, guys. We're a software company, but we do provide training, which is kind of unique, right?
Yeah.
11 shits.
Don certainly started counting at number 1.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Okay, guys. Well, that's it for me. I really have to go get ready. So I'm out. Herc, thank you once again for incredible trainings on everything. And it's great to see everyone tonight. Lots of familiar faces, and it's great to see some new names there too. So take care, guys, and we will see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.